Breaking news out of baseball. Shortstop Willy Adames has agreed to a 7-year, $182 million contract to join the San Francisco Giants. Adames is number 6 in CBS Sports ranking of baseball's top 50 free agents. He clubbed a career-high 32 homers and 112 RBIs for the Brewers last season. A reminder, the winter meetings, where there figure to be plenty of fireworks, start Sunday in Dallas. Let's welcome on CBS Sports MLB analyst and former executive of the year, Jim Bowden. Jim, big move for the Giants. What's your just general reaction to this?
Yeah, Emily, you know, when Buster Posey took over to run baseball operations for the Giants, he was very clear on 2 of his goals this offseason. Number 1, he wanted to upgrade the shortstop position. Number 2, he wanted to improve the starting rotation, and he makes a big splash on the eve of the winter meetings by landing Adames on a 7-year, $182 million deal, which, by the way, is the biggest contract the San Francisco Giants have ever given a player. And ironically, this is the contract that surpasses Buster Posey's final contract with the Giants. How ironic that is that Posey gives it to Adames to break his own contract record. But Willy Adames is a player that the Giants have been trying to get the last few years in free agency. They haven't been able to lure star players to San Francisco, and Buster said that's something he wanted to change. He also wants to change the culture in the clubhouse, and Willy Adames brings with him high enthusiasm, high energy, passion for the game. It makes the clubhouse better. It makes the team closer together. So this is a sign that just makes a lot of sense for San Francisco. And remember, a couple of years ago, they almost got Aaron Judge before he went back to the Yankees. They had an agreement with Carlos Correa that was nixed because of medicals. This one's going to work finally, Emily, as he will pass his physical. This is a big move for the Giants.
Yeah, and you mentioned the connection with Buster Posey. Of course, this is his first major move in his new role as president. Clearly very generous as well, letting it surpass his old contract record. Overall, though, what does this move signal to you about the new era with Posey as president?
Yeah, I mean, look, it means that he is committed to win world championships. Remember, he had 3 World Series rings, 3 world championships when he was a catcher for this team, and he understands the importance of pitching and defense. And when you talk to Buster about those 3 world champions, he will always talk about the starting rotation first, right? He'll talk about Madison Bumgarner and Matt Cain and Tim Lincecum and what that group, Barry Zito, what that group meant to winning championships, but as well the defense behind the pitching staff and how important that defense is. And they have an elite third baseman in Matt Chapman, who they were able to extend at the end of the year. Buster Posey had a lot to do with that, preventing Chapman from going to free agency. Now he brings in Adames to play shortstop. They got their center fielder last offseason. So defensively, this team is much improved. And now what you'll see is Buster Posey will turn his focus to starting pitching. And one of the pitchers he's chasing, believe it or not, is the number 1 pitcher in free agency, and that's right, that's Corbin Burnes. So the Giants aren't done yet. Adames is just step number 1, but now they're going to pursue Burnes. We'll see if he can pursue him. But certainly I think by signing Adames, that may help them get Burnes, because remember, Burnes is from Northern California, number 1, and number 2, he's a close friend of Willy Adames when they played together in Milwaukee. We'll see if Buster Posey can work his magic and do it again with Burnes. That's what's next on his agenda.
So first defense, then pitching. Overall, though, Giants fans are hoping that this translates to wins. So for Adames in particular, this first move, we'll worry about the next moves to come. But how does he fit in with this Giants squad that's really been looking up to 3 other teams in the NL West?
Yeah, I mean, he gives them additional power. That's something that this team has been lacking, and that's important. He has range to both sides at shortstop. That's important as well. And he's the kind of player that's a great teammate that brings players together and really will help build a nice culture. And look, he's used to winning in Milwaukee, right? They won the American League, National League Central each of the last 2 seasons. So I think this is going to be huge for them. Hopefully it will also help them recruit other players. I think, you know, if the Giants can start bringing in, you know, guys like Adames, then more players are going to want to go to San Francisco, and they'll be more competitive faster. So this is a huge day if you're a Giants fan. They've missed out on a lot of free agents recently, and so this obviously says it's a new era in San Francisco.
Jim, I know you have a plane to catch. You were scrambling to try and give us reaction to this. We so appreciate it. But before we let you go, I've got to ask, your plane to catch is to Dallas, where the winter meetings start on Sunday. We haven't even gotten there yet. So what should we keep an eye out for?
Yeah, it's going to be wild. I mean, I'm glad Adames took place on the eve because, look, we all know the entree is going to be Juan Soto, but we've got top aces, Corbin Burns, Max Fried, both expected to sign. You've got two big power bats, Anthony Santander and Pete Alonso. You've got third baseman Alex Bregman. Those are the best free agents that are left on the marketplace. All we're hoping are going to find new homes in the next 3 or 4 days. In addition, we're expecting a lot of trading to take place. We expect the White Sox to trade Garrett Crochet. We believe the Cubs are going to trade Cody Bellinger. The Phillies are going to move on from Alec Boehm. The Cardinals are going to move on from Nolan Arenado. It has a chance to be a very busy, exciting winter meetings, and CBS Sports will be there for the entire week.
Love it, Jim. You in particular will be there. We so appreciate your update right now. Safe travels.
Thanks, Emily.
A reminder of what Willy Adames was able to accomplish this past season. A career year for him with the Brewers. Look at that, 112 RBIs. It's the second most in National League behind Shohei Ohtani.